There is an inherent beauty in this acceptance of the void, this realization that life, in its most honest form, is utterly meaningless. The paradox, of course, is that this truth is what gives life its fleeting beauty. We do not need a cosmic purpose or a higher calling to appreciate the splendor of the present. We do not need to be promised eternal happiness or salvation to see the beauty in a sunset, in a conversation, in the quiet of the night. The fleeting nature of life, the fact that everything we love and cherish will one day be lost, is what makes it so precious. We do not need to search for some grand meaning to experience the profound beauty of existence. It is enough to simply be alive, to breathe, to witness the world around us with eyes open, without the burden of expectation. The tragedy of human existence is not that we are doomed to die, but that we are aware of it. This awareness brings suffering, yes, but it also brings clarity, and in that clarity, there is freedom. Freedom from the need to control, to achieve, to accumulate. Freedom from the pressure to be something more than we are. Freedom from the pursuit of meaning, the chase for something greater. In the face of the void, we can let go of all these illusions and simply exist. This freedom is not a call for nihilism, nor is it an excuse for apathy. It is the freedom to live without the constant pressure of meaning. It is the freedom to accept that we are here for no particular reason, and that this is perfectly okay. In the absence of purpose, we find liberation. In the face of suffering, we find acceptance. And in the quiet acknowledgement of our mortality, we find peace. When we come to terms with the fact that life has no inherent meaning, we are not left with despair. Instead, we are offered something much more profound, the opportunity to live authentically. For so long, we have been driven by the idea that we need to find meaning, that our existence must fulfill some grand purpose. This belief has created countless struggles as we chase after ideals that only lead to further dissatisfaction. But when we let go of the need to seek meaning, when we release the pressure to prove ourselves to the world, we are freed from the endless cycle of desire and frustration. We are able to live in the present moment without constantly worrying about what we should be doing or where we should be going. The constant urge to strive for something greater fades away, and we can simply be. This freedom is not an escape from reality, but an embrace of it. It is the acceptance of the world as it is, without the illusion that things could be any different. We do not need to change the world to find peace. We do not need to seek fame, wealth, or success to validate our existence. The world does not owe us meaning, and we do not need to owe anything to the world. In this space, we are free to be ourselves without the need to fit into societal expectations or to live up to some ideal. We are free to express ourselves authentically, to experience the world as it comes without the need to control or manipulate it. This is the essence of living without fear, the freedom to be fully alive, fully present, without the weight of the future or the regret of the past. The paradox of life is that we are constantly searching for something more. Yet it is only in letting go of this search that we find true fulfillment. The search for meaning, the chase for happiness, the desire to achieve, all of these are distractions. They are the products of a mind that cannot accept the simplicity of existence. But when we stop searching, we realize that what we are looking for is already here. True contentment does not come from external achievements. It comes from an inner peace, a recognition that we are enough as we are. When we stop seeking validation from others, when we stop comparing ourselves to others, we can finally accept ourselves and the life we have. In the acceptance of our impermanence, in the recognition that we are here only for a brief time, we find the courage to live fully. We do not need to accomplish great things or leave a lasting legacy. Our lives are significant not because of what we do, but because of how we live them. This is the ultimate freedom, the freedom to live without the pressure to be more, to do more, to accomplish more. It is the freedom to live authentically, without fear, without judgment, without the need to fulfill some grand plan. And in this freedom, we find peace, not because we have achieved something, but because we have accepted everything just as it is. As we reflect on the nature of existence, we begin to see that freedom is not found in the things we accumulate or in the achievements we strive for. Freedom is found in the release of all expectations, in the surrender to the flow of life as it is. When we stop trying to force life into a mold that fits our desires, we begin to experience the world in its raw, unfiltered beauty. In the face of our mortality, we are given the greatest gift, the ability to live without the need for justification. We no longer need to seek validation from others, nor do we need to chase after elusive goals that promise happiness but never deliver. We can simply be. And in that being, we discover the profound peace that comes from accepting the fleeting nature of our lives. This acceptance does not mean resignation. It does not mean giving up on the possibility of joy, of love, of connection. On the contrary, it means embracing life fully, without the pressure to make it into something it is not. It means being present with what is, instead of constantly striving for what could be. When we stop chasing after meaning, we stop exhausting ourselves in the pursuit of something that may never come. We can relax into the experience of life itself, without the burden of seeking out some hidden truth. Life becomes rich not because it has meaning, but because we experience it without the need to distort it with our expectations. There is an immense beauty in the recognition that we are not here to accomplish anything. We are not here to prove ourselves, to live up to some ideal, or to fulfill some grand destiny. We are simply here. And in that simplicity, we find the potential for a life well lived. A life not defined by what we do or achieve, but by how we engage with the world around us. This understanding brings with it a deep sense of freedom. We no longer have to be burdened by the weight of societal expectations, by the pressures to conform, to be successful, to be happy. We are free to live according to our own terms, free to explore the world as we see fit, free to experience every moment without the need to make it into something more. And when death comes, as it inevitably will, we will not resist it. We will not fight against it because we will have already made peace with it. We will understand that death is not the enemy, but a natural part of the cycle of life. We will know that it is not the end of something, but simply the end of the illusion that life has any inherent meaning. In that final release, we will find a peace that transcends all understanding. The paradox of life is that in its impermanence, it becomes infinitely more precious. The fact that it is fleeting, that it will one day be gone, is what gives it its beauty. We do not need to live forever to appreciate the value of life. We only need to live fully, to embrace each moment as it comes, knowing that it will never come again. In this acceptance of life as it is, without the need for meaning or purpose, we find the ultimate freedom. The freedom to live authentically, to experience the world with an open heart, to be at peace with ourselves and with the world around us. And when we embrace this truth, that life is fleeting, that we are mortal, that there is no grand plan, we are free. Free to live without fear, free to experience joy in its purest form, free to simply be. This is the true liberation, the freedom that comes not from chasing after meaning, but from letting go of the need to find it. It is the freedom that comes from accepting the world as it is, and in that acceptance, finding peace.